Call this meeting to order of the Jenkins Independent Board of Education, our regular meeting on July the 22nd, 2025.
All right, I'll open the meeting in prayer, so if you wouldn't please bow your head. Almighty Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for another opportunity to meet here today to further the business of Jenkins Independent Schools and service to the students and staff. Lord, as we move closer to the beginning of a new school year, we ask that your hand be upon us, that you be in the midst of every decision made, and you bless this school and bless its students. Lord, help us do what's best for them and what's pleasing to you at all times. In your Son Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. I'll start with the mission statement. The mission of Jenkins Independent Schools is to encourage our students to do their best, engage them in the educational process so that they can excel to their fullest potential. Normally we have a student here to lead us in the pledge, but the young lady that we had a last minute conflict, so we'll just go ahead and do that now. So everyone will please stand, face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Our school spotlight.
All right, so we have started a competitive weightlifting program here. We have our coach here, Daniel Brock. He's in there every day with some of our student athletes, some of our staff, working hard. And you know that we've got very nice fitness and wellness center we made a significant investment in, and we're here to recognize two young men that's paying off for them. They put a lot of time and energy and effort into that, and Colt Powers and Landon Ambergy recently competed in a weightlifting event under the United States Powerlifting Coalition, and at this meet they set some records for the coalition. Colt earned a state record in the deadlift for his age and weight class, and Landon set state records in deadlift, bench press, squat, and overall. And in addition, Landon set 2 national records for his age and weight class in deadlift and overall total. So we just wanted to bring our coach in, bring these 2 young men in, and recognize them for their dedication, their discipline, and tell them that we're proud of them, and we expect them to continue to do great things. So, Coach, if you would stand up and maybe talk a little bit about these young men and what they've been able to accomplish thus far, I think that'd be great. Boys, you can come on up with it.
Both these boys here is probably the 2 hardest working athletes that I've got in the weight room. You know, they're always there on days they can't be there. They find a gym down the rec center or just wherever they can get some weightlifting in at. Both of them come in, they don't talk much. They're very, very, very disciplined. And you know, at this meet, unfortunately I couldn't be there, but at this meet they setting records that they did was just unbelievable at their age. You know, they really put in the work. They've honestly deserved what they've got, and it just makes me happy they get recognized the way they have today. So, you know, we're going to keep moving forward. Both of them just juniors. Yeah, both of them just juniors. So they got a whole another year to, you know, advance their records and maybe set more at other meets. And we're just going to keep pushing and try our best, and hopefully it'll pay off. Which I don't know with the discipline they've got, it's definitely going to. But, is one of y'all want to say anything? They're a little bashful. They like to live, but they don't like to talk.
So We're a small school, and it's hard to fill the numbers for some of the bigger programs and things like that, but we've had a lot of individual success. Well, of course, our archery program, we know what we've been able to do there, and to see young people set state and national records, I love that kind of stuff, because it proves that it doesn't matter how small the town or the school or the area that you come from is, if you dedicate yourself and you put the time and energy and effort and focus in, that you can do great things. And so I always love to recognize our young people when they go above and beyond and do things like this. So we're aside from that, these are two great young men. They're great students, represent this school well everywhere they go, and we couldn't be more proud of you.
How many were you competing against?
In total, there was about 17 boys and seven girls there.
Okay.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I reached out to the head of the committee and to make sure that you get your plaques here. Take a little bit of time to get those in, but I'll present them to you when they come in. And state records usually go in the rafters. So
That's right.
There hasn't been any weightlifting or powerlifting trophies in here for years.
For years.
I mean, years. It's
Yep.
been a while.
Long time, so you guys
So we're happy to bring them.
We're really proud.
Well,
Both of them's well deserved.
Absolutely. So let's get him get a picture so we can recognize you on the web page. And families, I know you guys are really, really proud of them too, not just for their accomplishment, but for their character. And we appreciate you supporting them and for choosing us. Thank you all.
Thank you
guys.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
If I could add, when the boys went down to meet these new people, they're all glad to meet people across the state, across the nation. And, they wore their Jenkins clothes and represented Jenkins, and they talked about your weight room, and everybody was just blown away down there about how they told them that their high school has a brand new weight room, and we should bring pictures to show them and stuff, but they were really in awe that the school did this weight room, and we're really excited about it.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. We've been blessed to be able to provide opportunities like that for our students, and they deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve to have the best. And
We met a lot of wonderful people who was really excited for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. All right, guys, you most certainly are welcome to stay for this entire meeting if you want, but if you want to sneak out, it's a good time to do it. So thank you very much.
We have a disturbance. Harry, want to wait with this
She's
girl
at that
downstairs. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Congratulations.
We lost our weightlifters when it got time to pack that baby up here. Hold on there, boys. Thank you. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Ready.
Next item on our agenda is approval of minutes.
We just had the regular meeting from the 24th. If anyone has any questions, I'll try to answer them. If not, need an approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting of the June 24th.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Visitors, comments, questions, and concerns?
Looks like none.
Financial reports.
Bo.
Hello.
I was ready. I got on ChatGPT.
I know, you were like.
So this month has been pretty much all the same as the last month, working on the end of the year, getting the next year opened up. We were successful in getting all of last year paid out. So far so good on getting everybody paid this year. We have completed all of our trainings with Time Clock Plus, so we are hoping to implement that, at least with us, as a test run by the end of this week, so we know how, so everybody can be familiar, so they can teach everybody else whenever school starts back. Aside from that, we've got just over $2 million in the bank right now. That's all I got.
Good.
You guys got any questions?
Do
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Do I have a motion to approve the financial reports?
I make a motion we approve the financial report.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
Thank you.
This is still.
All in favor? Superintendent personnel report.
So we're finalizing our staffing. We're basically done. I think I did an interview today. We got one more possible hire to make, but it's, I feel really, really good. I think these guys will tell you, if you had a conversation with you, we've had probably the best interview, definitely the best interviews that we've had since I've been the superintendent, and we've added some people that I think are going to be a really, really strong addition. So I'm excited about next year. That top one, that's very familiar name.
I know her.
Yes.
I've known her for a long
Excited to have
time.
her over here. I think she'll be a great addition.
I think she will too.
Okay, we'd like to do anything with that. Buildings and grounds reports.
So that's all the summer work of, I didn't attach, the grass cutting, which takes up a lot of your time this time of year, but we just had new equipment installed in our outdoor classrooms. Super nice. I've got Miss Vermillion on it to kind of decorate it and put some flowers in, some landscaping and some artwork. That's going to make them phenomenal. Can't wait to show some pictures of that. With that, we got a little bit of new equipment on Burdine's playground, and it's almost done. Had my FEMA site inspection on Burdine Playground from the flood, and my goal is, if at all possible, to have it ready to go by the opening of school, but the wheels of FEMA turn mighty slow. But the work is almost done with the exception of some pressure washing and the mulch. And then it's the stripping and waxing and all that up here. There's a new table here to go with something that should be in place by next board meeting that we can show off. Had a area, we're going to be up in center field at the softball field. Took a hump out of right field and put in that. And so we've got new grass growing on it. And had the yearly treatment of the grass infield at the baseball field. So that's about it.
Principal and program directors reports.
So even though it's July, we're very, very busy. I feel like it hasn't stopped all summer. Miss Bolton and I have been working on schedules and duty rosters, and worked with Mr. Johnson, the leadership team, on updating the student handbook, and working with Marvin and Miss Bolton on opening day materials for the staff. Last week, some of my leadership team and the district leadership team attended a Vibrant Learning training. So Vibrant Learning is going to be part of our new accountability system, probably in 2026, 2027. So we went to Laurel County and heard from different educators across the state who've kind of been in a pilot program to kind of get some ideas and see what we need to do so that we can do our best with that. The first part of that is going to be our Portrait of a Learner. So we're working with a representative from KDE on getting our talent calls together, and we'll probably be sending out some letters and phone calls to get people to come in and do that. So in that Portrait of a Learner work, what we're going to do is create competencies for Cavaliers. Like, what do all Cavaliers have to know and be able to do before they leave school? So we're excited about that work. Today I met with a lady from a program called Hatch Ignite, and she has some materials for kindergarten readiness, but also up through 3rd grade for literacy. And so hopefully going to work with PRI and see if we can get that in the works. Miss Bolton and I are participating in a book study with a literacy network from the state on change and changing how we approach literacy so that we can make our literacy instruction more effective. And this week has been very exciting because it's Kinder Boost. So there are about 18 kindergartners at Verdun this week, and they are so excited to be at school. We have 28 though confirmed they're going to come, just based people on vacations and want to enjoy summer a few more days before school starts. But it's been a great week so far, and they seem really excited, and their families excited to be there. Do you guys have any questions or anything for me?
I think Kinder Boost has been a great success with us. We always do it at this time of year too, and I think it really helps to get those kids used to school and start to develop some of the routines that it takes time to develop for brand new people in the building, and they do a great job with it. One of the things that we do really good down there is this Kinder Boost.
Right. So, middle high school, I'm kind of like Miss Atkins. You don't think a lot's going on until you start writing it down, and then you realize like every month's busy in its own way, but in a good way. Several of our members went down to the ISTE conference in San Antonio, Texas, so we got to see some history and eat some good food, but more importantly, we got to see kind of the latest technology that you know, we're looking at some things and talking about them being good for our school and benefit our students. So that was a really good conference. Been working with Miss Richardson. She always does a fabulous job with the schedule, kind of putting everybody where they need to be and makes it all work out. We're 99% there. We may have a couple more little tweaks to make, and we can get that out and be ready to roll. So for the school year, I've been working on duty rosters and all the beginning of the year, trainings and packets and getting ready for that first day when teachers come back. We've worked on our handbook, and you know, the three times that I've been through it, you know, this is by far the most detailed. Basically went word for word, made sure all their policies and procedures are current, up to date with the latest revisions according to the state. I believe we've got a really strong handbook. Floors and hallways, they probably by the end of next week they should be good to go. I'll invite you to look at some of these classrooms. I'll brag on Sean and the guys. They always do a good job, but it's always really neat to see the classroom ready to go. Fresh wax on the floor. Other than that, I met with Bowen Olson with an E3 or emergent school safety app that we use for updates there. Attended a Zoom meeting with our Smart Pass team, which is like our digital hall pass system that we use to monitor students when they're out of class. Completed my 6-hour certified evaluation update training and a 6-hour Kentucky Safe Schools training. Any questions? All right.
Thank you, Mr. Boggs.
Thank you.
Mr. Baker.
June was my big month, so I've got all new employee paperwork's up to date. All of our new hires are ready to go, and all of our year-end reporting, thank God, is finished and approved and signed off on. So we've got upcoming attendance book training for Kim and Angie, and transportation training in Frankfurt for a couple of days next week. We've completed the Safe Schools update that Marvin did, and we're starting to work on contracts. We'll have those done this week. That's it.
Good, thanks.
Thank you.
So I asked Ms. Atkins to share the curriculum instruction report with us. We're all kind of working together to cover that at the moment.
Yeah, so Miss Wendy not here, we're all just kind of taking turns and sharing and doing what we can. So we reconvened the 50-50 committee last week. So the state kind of changed the evaluation. Instead of 3 years, it needs to be 5 years. So we met just to update our plan. Again, the vibrant learning, which is a big part of curriculum instruction with Miss Wendy, will be helpful with when she returns. Another thing that we're doing is Verdun. Our 5th grade teachers came up last week and worked with the middle school teachers on a transition day for our 5th graders that are coming into 6th. So we found that when they first come, they're really scared. And they have a lot of freedom up here that they don't normally have at Burdine. Like we walk them to each classroom, we walk them to the bathroom. So we wanted to kind of get with them and plan a day where they could come before school starts and just have the school to themselves for a little while, figure out where everything is, their classes, their rotations. So I think that'll be the day before open house, August 5th, or August 6th. We had a friends and partners meeting, brought all of our grant people together to plan our back to school bash and our open house. So both of those are going to be August 7th. The back to school bash will be City Park 11 to 3, and open house will be at both campuses 4 to 6. So we just kind of gave out news to everybody what they're going to bring, what they're going to do, who they're going to invite, so that we can have a great welcome back to school for our kids and families. And we're all kind of working together to finalize the PD days and the opening day agendas. And there's one other thing that's not listed on here. The PRI took a trip with our families. So I think they did a couple maybe college visits, but they also did some touring, and the families had a wonderful, wonderful time. We saw some wonderful pictures, and I think it was a great thing for our kids and our families to partner with PRI and do that. A lot of good PR.
Yeah, I had a report on that from PRI, just about how well-behaved and well-mannered and helpful our kids were on that trip. So I've got a few kids that I look forward to running into and bragging on.
Yeah, I think it was good that the families can see the opportunities that the kids have too, not just the kids, so they can be a part of that journey with them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I introduce the board to Brandon Stewart. Some of you got to meet him before the meeting, but Brandon's been with us for a little bit, most recently serving as the digital learning coach, but he has transitioned into Mr. Wolf's position. He's now the director of technology, so glad to have him here in this position and stepping up to take a bigger leadership role. So turn it over to you.
I don't have good stories like Mr. Ward. But like Mr. Boggs was saying, we attended the ISTE conference. We got some follow-up meetings of some things that we were hoping to use in our classroom and bring back. Mr. Lee and Mr. Johnson, we finished up setting up the TCP time clocks here, and then yesterday we finished up at Burdine, so we got those set up. And now we're working on setting up security cameras. We've got 3 security cameras that we got to set up down at Burdine, so we can run cable there, Mr. Lee and I. And then our data center apprentices, we've had them working on Chromebooks, cleaning up Chromebooks, working on fixing any damaged ones and just having a system. And then we're going to be taking them to Burdine hopefully this week so we can help out down there. But mostly they've been down here cleaning up everything. And then Mr. Lee, since he stepped into that role, Mr. Johnson has asked him to work on our website, and so he's done that. He's cleaned it up, updated a lot of new things on there. The layout's a lot better, and updating staff, but it looks really good.
So yeah, I'll bring it up. That was really the first project I gave him. We want a new look, so it's the same content, but it's a completely new look to the website and all the areas, and I just think it's a more up-to-date, newer, cleaner look. We set up this district events. Before we were manually entering everything here, but we have got it synced to different Google calendars now, to where there's an elementary calendar, there's a high school calendar, there's a district level calendar, and then there's like an athletics / events calendar, and so different people could administer those calendars, enter it in Google, and it just automatically immediately syncs over here. So that's a good addition. You can see it's just a neater, cleaner look on that website. So we're working on the actual content on it now to get. There's a lot on there, and it's a lot to keep up to date yearly. But we've got our new handbooks and some of the new documents as they come out. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. So preschool applications have been verified, and we're in the process of notifying families. I've also had the annual non-discrimination notice updated to the school website. Mr. Lee done that for me today. and it's been sent to the newspaper. Like Chris said, we've been working on end-of-year reporting and starting up the new school year. I also went with the team to Vibrant Learning Roadshow and heard from administrators and district leaders how they implemented it and got their community involved, because that's a huge portion of that new accountability. And I'm scheduled to attend the new DAP training in Frankfurt on July 31st. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Ms. Joseph. Appreciate it.
Okay. Our next item is the student handbook 2025-26.
So, we made enough changes. I probably should hit the highlights of some of the things we added in here, and I'll try to go real quickly, but anything that is yellow is a change, and some of them is just formatting things like the school year, but we met as a leadership team. We took a real deep dive in it and made sure that this handbook was up to date with not only our policies but new laws, and gave it we met like 3 times, gave it probably 6 or 8 hours of really good hard look, and so it's strongest it's been in a while. We updated our grading policy with the main things we wanted to put in there. Semester grades, we award grades at credits at the semester, so we want a semester test given in every class, and that to be a part of it. So we got that in there with appropriate weights, set some guidelines for our NTI days. We know that NTI days, it's hard. We need the NTI here, or we'd be here till the middle of June. But NTI is hard. It's not regular schools. We basically said that each NTI day carries a weight of 1% for that grading period. 10's the most you could do. If they all fell in one grading period, it'd be 10% of that grading period's grade. So I think that's a fair weight. That way, it doesn't sink a kid, but if they don't participate at all, it would drop them a whole letter grade. So I feel like that's fair, because you got time to complete it once you get back. So we put that in, made it part of our actual policy. That right there, it just says that if a visitor comes that they need to actually set an appointment. So to meet with the principal or staff member who just can't walk in, and you need to set an appointment because they have other duties going on and need to sometimes can't be pulled away from that. Telecommunication devices. This goes well along with new KSBA policies that talks about the new laws for devices. Basically talks about using that device to disrupt the educational process, cheating, filming fights or teachers or things like that. Big deal that we focus a lot of time on is this new SB 121, which is traceable electronic communication. Something that said, a law that came out that said that all communication from staff to student, coaches, volunteers, has to be through a traceable electronic communication platform. And what platforms you used was left up to the school district. So for coaches, we picked Sports U, which is very much got a Facebook feel to it. So we just thought that would be easy, but it's geared toward a coach and his students. And for other communication, we're going to use our Apogee Rooms, which is already built into our web page and our parent communication platform. So, and then Teams, if you need to have like a video chat or something, that needs to be through Teams or through your school provided email or Google Classroom, which are things we already do. But that makes it all legal, traceable, meets the requirements. And I think that would pick some good options there. Let's see what's next. That's just, was a legal SB 23 that needed to be in there, response to threats of violence, and we just need to add that language to make sure that we met that legal requirement about that. Sexual extortion law and student safety notice, that's a legal requirement that goes along with SB 73 that we had to put in there. I think we have to put up some age appropriate posters per the law. We've got those and ready to get those up. Yeah, it's now 15, after 15 days you have to legally initiate truancy proceedings after 15 unexcused absences, so we updated that for those numbers. Updated our make-up work for absences to make it consistent across the board so that all teachers are following the same policy about the time frame for getting make-up work turned in. No side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes. Updated the no pass, no drive for the new, now that you can get your permit at 15. So I think it's a little young, but so we looked really hard at our behavior violations, and we went through a matrix style, but after looking at it, we decided we'd go back to what we had a few years ago, which is the category violations, and I think that that it just spells out more consistently and clearly. This is a category 1 violation, this is appropriate punishment for first, second, and third offense, and it just makes administering discipline easier, more consistent, and more transparent throughout the whole process. If you just say this is it, you pick the handbook up, say this is it, this is the offense, this is the consequence, document it, and you're done. So that's what that category 1, 2, and 3 violations is. We had that for years here. That is just clean up some language on you can suspend up to 10 days within the school year, and just making sure that we were meeting the legal requirements, had that language in here properly. That's a part of the same thing. So we have a middle school rotation schedule. Monday you have PE, Tuesday you have library, Wednesday you have music. So there's 5-day rotation there. And we wanted that to be graded. So we put this language in there to show that each class will be graded, and that each of those rotation classes will count 20%. And so the teachers are responsible for, I think it just increases accountability with the student and the teacher to make sure that all those are graded, and that they end up on the report card, and that they're weighted properly. So we added that in there. This dual credit is to make sure that even our dual credit students are still taking the classes for high school assessed areas. We noticed that we'd had some people that if you took English 101, that it was replacing English 3. Well, you're assessed in English 3. We don't want that. We want to make sure that even if you're taking dual credit class, that you still take that high school assessed class, because high school standards are what they're tested on, and you may not get that out of a college class. Even though it's a great thing, we don't want to hold back. I think our dual credit's one of the best things that we do, but we still are responsible for accountability, and we want to make sure that those dual credit students are sitting in those core assessed classes. And updated our qualifications for taking dual credit, just to meet what the benchmarks are now. We know that there's some talk of moving to the SAT, so we added that language. Summer school, we cleared up some language on our attendance policy for that, and updated our club list to match what we currently have. That's that same SB 23, so added on school safety. That's the parents' rights section of it. Added that in there. And that's our our graduation requirements for each diploma. We need to clean some of that up to match current course requirements. And then that's it. So I felt like with those many changes, I probably need to bring them to your attention before we approve that. Any questions on any of that?
I do not.
If I could hit that.
Need approval.
Do I have a motion to approve the student handbook?
I make a motion we approve the student handbook.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Patrick went with that. Any opposed? Approved district representative for the CEP Appeals Committee.
So that has been Sherry, and Sherry is now officially retired because she has a grandbaby that she's going to be babysitting. So I'd like to ask Mr. Baker if he would serve as the district representative for the CEP Appeals Committee. So I need approval for that to be him.
Do we have a
Wait on
motion?
that acceptance.
He accepted earlier, for me anyways.
Do we have a motion? Come on, Patrick.
Make a motion to approve.
Come on,
I was
Chris.
on it this time, I was waiting.
Do we have a second? Come on, Chris.
I'll second.
All right.
See, it takes a woman to tell him what to do. Do I have any opposed?
No.
Approved certified evaluation plan.
So Ms. Atkins mentioned that earlier. We reconvened our 50-50 committee to update to current language with, it was 3 years, now it's 5 for new language. So that doesn't mean that you can't evaluate more often, but you have to minimally do that. And updated some things for the evaluation of administrators as well. So that's the changes in there.
Do we have a motion to approve the evaluation plan?
I make a motion we approve the evaluation plan.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any opposed? Data and security presentation.
So I told Mr. Stewart that not only is it your first meeting, I'm gonna break you in ride. You got to do the data and security presentation. So here you go. You're up.
This is the moment you've been waiting for right here.
Right.
So, data security, privacy, confidential data. Student data means any information or material in any medium or format that concerns a student and is created or provided by the student in the course of the student's use of cloud computing services or by an agent or employee of the educational institution in connection with the cloud computing services. Student data includes the student's name, email address, email messages, postal address, phone number, and any documents, photos, unique identifiers relating to the student. Non-confidential data, director information would be considered non-confidential student data. For example, a class roster listing student names only, first name or first initial and last name. Security breach examples: account number with PIN that would allow access to the account, Social Security number, personal mark, unique biometric print and image, taxpayer ID number, driver's license number, or other ID numbers issued by any agency, student ID number, passport number, or other numbers issued by the U.S. Individually identifiable health information except for education records covered by FERPA. Some causes of data breaches: accidental or non-accidental sharing of things, emails, websites, personal information, etc., weak, stolen or shared passwords, lost, theft of devices, USB drive, laptop, cell phones, unpatched software, malware, spyware, clickbait, and hackers. Current measures to prevent a breach: essentially manage firewalls, antivirus, malware, spam, spyware protection, vulnerability scanning, system patch management, cloud, off-site resources, Active Directory and group policy objects, private IP implementation, distributed denial of service, mitigation, web filtration, virtual private network support, secure file transfer, statewide product standards, locked data center, locked file cabinet doors, and limited access on a need-to-know basis, removal of user accounts for staff no longer employed, and staff confidentiality training and plant security training. Continuous vigilant monitoring by appropriate stakeholders are processed if a breach is suspected. If there is a suspected or potential breach, employee must notify their immediate supervisor and the technology department within 24 hours. The district will investigate and determine if a breach has occurred. If yes, the district will follow protocol outlined by KDE reporting to the proper agency. At JIS, we believe student data should be used in such a way as to further promote, support, and strengthen student learning. Student data should be used to help personalize student learning, and student data used correctly can be a tool to engage all stakeholders, including students, teachers, parents, and school administrators in the learning process. At JIS, we constantly strive to ensure that all appropriate stakeholders have timely access to appropriate information collected about the student. Ensure student data is shared only under terms of agreement with service providers, vendors for legitimate educational purposes, and only access to the minimum student data required to support student success. Require any and all appropriate forms of consent be provided by the parent, guardian, or the student if the student is over 18. Identify any document, student data that needs to be protected. Examine current access to data by various individuals or groups and make adjustments as needed. Implement data security measures and document any security breach should one occur, and ensure that everyone who has access to students' personal information be trained and know how to effectively and ethically use, protect, and secure it. So in conclusion, at JIS, we hold ourselves, our service providers, and our vendors to rigorous standards of data privacy and security.
So I'll say this, we don't, millions of emails are stripped in the state of Kentucky every single day. They don't even make it to us by the state. The state itself provides various layers of security, such as our firewall, such as denial of service, attack mitigation. It's amazing how much bad stuff comes along with the internet. The internet's obviously the greatest teaching tool that's ever been created, but so many bad actors out there try to use that for nefarious purposes. And it's amazing how well the state does to protect us against that. One of Mr. Stewart's first jobs was to implement a new filtering solution. You're always working to try to make sure that's in a safe and secure environment. But with that, probably the biggest area of vulnerability is human error. So we work hard to train our staff that, hey, if it looks funny, ask somebody. And we've been really, really successful at that. Our staff, typically, if they see an email and they think, hey, I'm not real sure about this, they ask. And occasionally stuff makes it through. And so we've never really had a serious issue. I'm very thankful for that. We know that there have been some of our neighbors that have. I remember that someone getting a laptop stolen in a neighboring district one time that had a lot of confidential information that was not password protected, and they had to buy a LifeLock for several hundred people for a number of years. So, but the best thing you can do is train your people up, and we've been very successful with that, and we try to be very diligent about doing things the right way. Never, ever, ever share your password with anybody that's asking for it. And our people do very well. So we don't need an approval on that one. That was just for information, so we're good there.
Okay. Approve the schedule of classes for fiscal year 26.
So, as Mr. Boggs talked about earlier, Mr. Richardson's worked really, really hard on that. I think we got a really strong schedule this year that includes all of our core academic offerings, but also with presenting this to you guys, we cover all of our board-approved electives. And when you're this small, it's hard to provide electives, but I think we've got some good ones this year. So all those are listed in the schedule.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
They're not paying attention to me. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any opposed? Approve awarding of food service bids for fiscal year 26.
So they take, they typically do, and they did this year, take the KBEC bids for food service items, which includes milk, food, cleaning supplies, sanitation, and pest control. And by going through KBEC, you know, first you know you're legal, you're meeting all procurement regulations, and second, it makes it competitive. So that's the group. So we need an approval for that.
Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the awarding of the food service bids.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any opposed? Approved psychologist contract for fiscal year 26.
Mary Elizabeth Doyle's, who we've used the last few years, and so this is just our standard contract with her. I think it's $300 a day.
Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the psychologist.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Russell Beckles.
Second.
I second.
Okay. Any opposed? Approve the second reading of KSBA policy procedure updates.
So we did the first reading last month. This has all the KSBA legal updates. So if you get the second reading approved, I'll submit it tomorrow.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Patrick. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any opposed? Approve agreement with MCHC for a school-based clinic.
We've done this for years. That provides medical personnel, and they share time between each campus. So we have somebody here for a school-based clinic through MCHC. No cost to us.
Good. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Do we have a second? Any opposed? Executive session?
Yeah, so it's time for my evaluation. I've left you the evaluation documents. We'll go into executive session at 6:53. You'll need a motion for that.
Make a motion.
I make a motion to go into, we go into executive session.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sarah
I'll second.
All right, so I'll step out. You guys just holler at me when you're done.
From executive session at, what time is it?
7:11.
7:11.
I guess we probably have to have a motion to return to regular session.
A motion to return.
I'm going to do the next one.
I'll second it.
Okay.
First it, second it, I don't care.
Chris, all right, Chris is a motion. I need a second.
All right.
I'll second.
Sarah, okay.
Okay.
Now, do we have
other board?
Do we say what we did?
I think as y'all write it up and present it to me.
Yes,
she will.
So we
and
did
then-
complete your superintendent evaluation, and we are going to be putting everything together and typing it up in a proposal for our next meeting, but I can tell you that your overall rating was exemplary.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that. So we'll present the final results during the next board meeting.
Yes.
All right, thank you all very much, and we need an adjournment.
Other board meeting?
No other board business, sorry.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second. Can I do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can at 7:12.
Until